Okay guys, if you're tired of cutting $40 lawns, let me show you how to build a Rosetta Stone wall. Right here, my brother JP is working in this project. As you can see, we have the stones back here. How big is each one of these stones, or do they vary?
So like they have like 3 patterns. The length, it's between 2 feet and they go all the way to 7 feet. And so it's basically a 3 pieces pattern.
It's a 3-piece pattern. This is not like, you know, your regular lawn maintenance. This is construction work and installation where you can run into problems, and especially if you don't know what's under the ground. Like for example, we were excavating the base for this wall and we just hit an electrical line. Now what's gonna happen in that situation? What are we doing next?
So the cables that run in this backyard, they were the people, they didn't mark, so it's not our fault. But the cables, the main thing, the cables, they were connected to all the 4 houses. So the house of this neighbor, they just lost power. We got in touch with Georgia Power, but there's still like 4 or 5 hours to eat. So all these people, they're gonna be stuck without internet for at least 4 or 5 hours. So that's a problem to have.
Yeah, there's a problem on the job site. But in this situation, what you can do is stay calm, find a solution. Like JP said, Georgia Power is coming. They're gonna take care of it. The guys are still working back there. If you can see, they're still making progress. So your goal is to keep the job site going and still keep the guys moving. So while we're waiting on that and Georgia Power is coming, the guys are still working over here.
Yeah.
Now, this is JP's crew and Mario's crew. How do you guide a project like this? Like, let's see, like, tell me about the morning. I see you have a diagram, like.
So we have everything. So like we're not cutting shortcuts, none like that. We gotta follow what the engineer told us to do, and everything's gonna be inspected. So we gotta do the best that we can.
So main things for projects like this is getting the material here in a certain order, because if you have a bunch of stuff in the way of stuff, then you're going to cause a lot more issues and you're not going to be as efficient as like you could be. So what you got to make sure you're doing in situations like this is getting everything delivered on time, having the delivery set up so your guys aren't sitting around waiting and doing nothing.
100%. And this is something like your regular chuck in a truck can't do. You need engineer design provided by a licensed engineer to be able to build a wall like this. All the specs are here, from the height of the foundation, that's 6 inches, the width, the geogrid that it needs. To do a project like this, you need to have some professional designer for you so your guys can execute.
The wall is going to be 10 feet high and like over 30 feet long, so it's not a baby wall. And it's gonna in front of the wall we're supposed to have like a gazebo, so like a lot of liability when you get to constructions to this much of details.
For sure. And then the compaction of the soil is a huge thing, and you want to make sure that you have the proper drainage system, which is straightforward on this diagram. So there's nothing that you have to, I mean, you just got to be able to really read the diagram. So if you're ready to get out of those small yards and just take the risk, just get you an engineer and he can plan out everything for you, and you just pretty much follow directions.
Yeah, but like Mauro said, I mean, a lot of it, yes, you need the professional, but you also have to have a high risk tolerance in these type of projects, because you need to have one good people working for you, like the crew over here that know what they're doing, but 2, like you yourself got to be able to have a high kind of figure it out mindset, because things are gonna happen that you don't know. For example, the electrical line, you got to be able to solve that problem. That's what they're calling you. You're the professional that's going to be able to solve the big issue. And the bigger the problem, for example, they want to have a pool, they want to have a beautiful custom landscape, that's where you're going to get paid for, to deliver that and solve that problem for them.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you got to be a leader. Like when stuff happens, your guys, they look to you, the client looks to you, so you got to be a leader. You got to know how to like direct people and deal with mistakes and deal with stuff that happens throughout the process. I think we've been in this project for almost 6 months. It's just like changing the scope of work, adding more stuff, which is not a bad thing, but adding stuff comes with a whole new revisions on the plan, so it takes time. it's a lot of parties when a project like this comes to reality. Georgia Power, gas line, water lines. We gotta build our schedule, but also be attentive to what they can do it, because at the end of the day, everything needs to follow on a level so it comes to reality.
100%. And like JP Mario, what do you say, like at the beginning you would take on a project like this, or would you say take it in steps, start with a small wall and build up?
Me personally, I would probably, I mean, unless you have the skilled team, the guys around you, you could always subcontract it. But me personally, I would start with something a little smaller than this at least, because I mean, you also have to have the right equipment, right guys, everything put together so you can complete this size project. But me personally, I would definitely start with a smaller wall. Just get the concept of how a block wall is built. I mean, this isn't modular, but I would start off with something like that, a modular block wall, just to get the experience, and then you can scale and do stuff like this.
I agree. In my perspective, I mean, this is years in the making. Like, we don't just have one machine here. We have a skid steer that's probably what, $30,000-$40,000. We have an excavator, MT100. Like, all this was invested in beforehand to be able to do a project like this. Yes, you can subcontract it out, which is your foot in the door, but being able to have the equipment is going to make it much easier for you if you work your way to do smaller jobs at first and invest that money into your equipment.
Yeah, little by little, you're gonna get bigger and bigger jobs. You're not gonna jump to a 100K job like in weeks of like owning a company, a construction company, but everything has the right time, you know. So you start with some sod, and then you do sod and plants, and you do sod plants and pavers, and do sod plant pavers and a covered area, and it just goes to a point and you land something like this.
So today's the first day. Let's talk about what's gone right, what's gone wrong. First, let's start with what's gone wrong. Just first day of the wall, like starting it up.
Yellow jacket.
Yeah.
There's yellow jacks around here. So
I think there's the trees out here.
But yeah, so we got all the materials delivered a couple days ago. We had the city mark, everything. So it's a big excavation, so we gotta know what's underneath. But even though, for some reason, either if the cable is too old and they don't know they didn't mark the power cable that, like we said in the beginning, it's feeding a 4 to 5 house. So they all just lost power. Beginning this morning, I got here and there was a gas leak. So we upgraded the gas meter 2 weeks ago, but the meter was closed. And then the city came, I think 3 days ago, to open the new meter. And because it's a commercial meter, they let the valve open. They opened too fast. A lot of gas came in, and they didn't notice a valve broke. So the gas has been leaking for 3 days, and we only noticed today. So this is a big thing that it's not under my control or the gas people control. It just happens, you know.
Damn.
And also, we're about to start hauling away dirt, and then we landed a flat tire on the trailer.
Yeah.
But instead of getting mad at stuff like that, stuff that you can't control, I mean, how will we know that there's a screw in the street that would pop our tire, make it low? So what we did is we just changed the tire out, look past it, don't get mad, because if you like pass off bad energy to your guys, they're gonna have that negative energy around. So you want to just always stay as positive as possible and just get through all the ups and downs throughout the projects.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think there's the controllable, which is your mindset and like what you're thinking and how you handle the situation. And then there's the uncontrollable of like, you know, the weather, things like breaking, things like that. But you as the leader, you're gonna be the one that finds the best solution so you guys can continue that work and so you can get the cash flow from the project going. Let's show them how that cable looks like.
So this is the cable that we actually excavated and snapped. The main thing was that our guys are safe. Safety on the project is huge. That's the main thing that you should worry about. Luckily, he didn't get shocked. This was a live cable, as we stated earlier, that's providing power for 4 houses. And man, these are some big wires. So luckily, everyone was okay, and we're just gonna have Georgia Power come out and get this repaired.
All right, this for you guys to know. Like, only a construction business, it's not rainbows every day. We got 2 major problems this day. So whenever I got here in the morning, we got a huge gas leak on the other side of the house. Because we upgraded the meter, the gas people, the city, they opened the gas too fast and the seal broke. But at the moment that happened, they didn't notice. And the gas has been leaking since 3 days. And today, for some reason, we smelled it, and then we got in touch with them, but that thing was resolved. But that brought stress to the work environment because it was unsafe. So I told the guy, hey, the city's gonna come here. If they come with fire trucks, we gotta leave. So we had like already a plan with the guys for the worst scenario. And then 2 hours later, we got this going on. So we had the skid steer working, excavation, this whole thing. We're gonna have a huge retaining wall right there. And we called the people to mark it, but some reason this was not marked. And I said to the guys, don't worry, there's nothing underneath. So I told them for not to worry. So at the end of the day, I'm liable because I'm the one building this whole thing, you know? So, but it happens, and the cable got cut. 4 houses don't have internet right now, and then there's nothing we can do. Talk with the neighbors, talk with the homeowner, explain the situation, but at the end of the day, we don't control all this stuff. Just so you guys know that a lot of stuff will happen once you get to larger projects. It's just, the problems don't end. You just need to learn how to fix the problems and present the problems for the person that can fix it.
This is what a lot of the guys in the industry are not gonna talk to you about. Like, they'll show the projects when they're finished and like the full oasis and the beautiful backyard, but they really don't talk about what can go wrong, what's going right, how to handle it. And this is a value that we have for you being a Rise and Build, the guy watching across the screen, for you to see what can happen. Because you see the big project, right? But you don't know what they ran into. And it's not just one thing. It could be 10 things, 20 things in one day. So you gotta be set if you're really committing to this construction game, not for the first 2 years to just make $1 million, but for 10, 20, 30 years.
It's a long journey.
It's a long journey.
Yeah, it's not, we're not here for just to be a couple days here, but we're here for stay forever. Like, we're building business that like, it will surpass the existing business. That's the whole goal, to be in this community, you know?
Like right now, we're running one of the businesses that will be the top businesses in Atlanta. Like, we're passing that stratosphere in the next couple of months, really, especially JP here with this beautiful project and portfolio piece. And you'll see like what we're running into. Like, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. For example, they're gonna come fix it, right? But still, like, we still gotta make sure that there's nothing else here that we can run into. Mario?
Yes, so make sure, like, when you do run into these problems, I mean, stuff's gonna happen either way, but just try to strategize where for the next future projects, you always learn from your past projects of what you can kind of do to try to keep it not where, or shit, hold up.
Just keep it going.
Yeah.
It can always be clear.
Where it doesn't happen again. That's the main thing, is learning from the mistakes and just pushing forward, getting through the mistakes, and then learning for your next projects.
Another thing that I want to mention also is that, like, okay, you're not learning from someone that's 50 and been in the game for 30 years, right? We're 26, 25, right? We're young. Right now is the easiest time for you to get in the game. 1, because of paid advertising. 2, social media. And 3, because we got more energy than the older guys. So if you don't take advantage of these next 3 to 5 years, and when AI comes in and you won't be able to tell a real person from an AI agent, it's gonna be a lot harder for you to compete in the social media game. So if I were you, I would start now, start the project, start recording, Like, yeah, we're talking fluently now, but it didn't start this way. Another thing is, like, we're doing this to help y'all understand how it works, but also, like, this is way more than what you think. Like, one day you'll be able to come visit a project, and we may be even able to work together. Like, JP is in Rise and Build, Mario is, right? And now they're collaborating. People at the bottom, they compete. Us at the top, we work together.
Exactly. It's no competition over here. We're collabing and we're taking over for sure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And also like we don't know anything, man. Like, I've never run to something like this, but this was the first day. But I mean, it's fixed now. I talked with the homeowner, I talked with the neighbor, so hopefully they're gonna come here and fix it. But having people, so like the main thing is, like, you don't need to know everything, but being in the community, that people been through stuff, you just one call away or two calls away to fix that problem that you don't even know that is gonna happen. So having people in the industry that can help each other, it's a great thing, man. Like, no money can pay for that knowledge that you're gonna get from it.
Exactly. And problem solving is the main thing in this construction industry. You got to be able to solve problems, or you're going to get burnt out really quick, because you're always going to run into them. Even if you've been doing it for 30 years, you're still going to run into problems.
For example, like, you can, I like to use this example, you can cut a $40 lawn. That's not a big problem. There's a lot of people that can just get a mower and do it. But someone that can build a pool of this caliper, camera if you want to show it, something like this, that's a big problem to solve. And then if you're bringing that amount of value to a client, that's where you get compensated with the reward. Yes, we're here to make money and profit, right? But we're more here to give value to the client, and then the reward comes afterwards. That's something you got to keep in mind.
Provide value.
Provide a ton of value and keep the client first. Like right now, JP talked to the neighbor. He let him know what's going on, informed them, handled the situation. The homeowner came out, he talked to him, made sure that his concerns were addressed, and now everyone's cool. And now we just gotta wait for the power company to come to get this resolved.
Yeah. The main thing, anybody got shocked, the rest is the rest, man. I mean, if the work gotta be delayed, I mean, if the guys are stopped for a couple hours, I mean, it's money. We just work hard, and the next one, and we bring it together. But it's one of the guys, I mean, the machine got probably, the power was transferred to the machine, but it didn't get to the driver, hopefully. So that was the main thing. Not the, like, he is okay, so the rest, it's okay. Like, a whole bump can fall right there. I'll build it again, but we cannot work with the humans the same way, you know? So just,
money can always be replaced, but a person cannot.
Yeah.